I had this craving today for Panda Express. Good God. What an idiot. I've been getting noodles when I've been craving noodles and stuff from the Szechuan place, and it's been really good. And then today I was just like, I haven't had Panda in a long time. Oh, God, there's a reason. Oh, that shit turns my stomach. Let's see. I got a fortune cookie, though. Let's see what it says. Happy events will take place in your home. That's good. We're getting all prepped for... Fuck you, Bukaki. We're getting all prepped for Thanksgiving. I've had pickup sticks. It's okay. I like pickup sticks, but I really, I'm not a big foodie guy, but I will say I tend to enjoy more authentic Chinese where I can do like Olive Garden Italian is great and stuff like that. But when it comes to Chinese, I tend to want to go to a mom and pop place. So I'm just going to eat this cookie, then we're going to start. I'm going to tell you guys something. It's been a rough day. Sure, Bukaki. I really don't care. You got nowhere to go for Thanksgiving, Bukaki Drive-By? I mean, I kind of don't care. If you want to come on, baby. You're trying to find a Jaffe, a sponsor. The ED pill guys are interested. Listen, man, you get me a weed place, I'll do it. Hello, Sound Test, one of our newest members. Good to see you, buddy. And then we'll be doing a Thanksgiving special here on the stream as well, the day before or the morning of. We haven't quite. But anyway, the point is I'm tidying up and shit. And how did that get into my brain? Why are we even talking about that? I don't know why. Listen, Awesome Tatum. That's the last I'm eating. Just the last piece. Sorry, guys. You're playing Star Wars Outlaws. I would wait until Friday. Friday, you get the DLC and you get the big update that has lots and lots of improvements to the combat, the stealth, the weapons, and just weird shit that slipped into the launch game. Like when you have a weapon that you've picked up and you climb up a ladder or anything, it drops it. All that's fixed. So I'm actually, I don't know if I'm going to get it again. And I'm going to fuck around for a few hours just sort of building up my character, even though I finished the main game. And then I'm going to go do the Lando Calrissian quest because I really like that game, man. Okay. Come on, man. Don't be drinking and eating. I know the sounds are gross. I get it, man. I know that. I'm not a Maroon. But, man's got to drink and eat. Sometimes. That is it, though. That is it, I promise. It is gross. I know. Okay, fellas. Clash, Artifacts of Chaos is on PSN. Well, before we start this Gamefan thing, I've never even heard of that. Let's take a look at it. Clash, Artifacts of Chaos. He says it's like God of War? What is this? What are you talking about? It sounds like nonsense to me. I've never heard of this game. The fuck is this? And it's on PlayStation Network? All right, I'll check it out. Is it good? Let's see. Clash, Artifacts of Chaos, Metacritic. It's very goofy looking. All right, could be good. All right, let me explain something to you about what this show is. Colin doesn't approve of eating on stream. That's okay. So basically every now and then I'll do this thing called Let's Read, Let Us Read. It's exactly what it sounds like. We go through old magazines, take a walk down memory lane. On today's issue, because it's been a rough day for your old Papa Jaffe, just dealing with a bunch of negativity on the internet. And when I was working in the business, Gamefan, it used to be called Die Hard Gamefan. I don't know when they got rid of the Die Hard, but it used to be the magazine that while we loved, you couldn't really take it all that serious, only because they were almost positive about everything, right? Everything was glowing. But I'm like, you know what? On a day like today, where I've been having to put up with a bunch of internet assholes, I'm like, I could use a little bit of just sort of gushing, aren't games the coolest thing in the world? mentality coming from the old guard of video game media. So let's dive in. I have not looked at this. I kind of skimmed through it, but I stopped because I like, sometimes I do these shows and I like to have read it beforehand so I can be prepped. But in this case, no. I was just like, let's just enjoy it together. I can't say we, because I was at Sony while we were doing the Super Nintendo spawn. But this is the Dreamcast one, actually. So, have I played any good boomer shooters lately? I played a demo of one, which I really enjoyed, and I'll give you the name of it if I can find it. It was part of Steam Next Fest. It was called, hang on. You played this like gravedigger guy, and he has this like Charles Dickensian hat, and he would collect these cards. And what you could do is, depending on what card you had tucked into the little, whatever it is, the little band around your hat, that would give you different abilities, and you could only have 3 at a time. And it was really good. Nothing out of the ordinary other than that, but it was just really solid, really good level design. And what I really liked about it actually was it did not seem to have, like a lot of boomer shooters these days seem to be in love with hit scan weapons, which is they fire and then they calculate the hit, but there's no actual projectile that you can dodge. And I've always fucking hated that shit, man. I like being able to see the shit coming at me, and then I make a choice if I want to strafe out of the way or take the hit if I'm in a good position to shoot. And I like that they had all of that in this game. Let me just give you the name of it. I really want to find this for you because it's a demo, and it's quite good. I've been playing a lot of good Steam demos lately, man. There's some really good stuff. But that's called, and I may have to find it later, but let me take one more pass of my demos here. Man, there's some really good stuff coming out. It is called I Will Not Let You Down, Baby. I'll find it for you. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I may have to find it later. I don't know where it is, but it's pretty fucking cool. If you were, oh, is it this it? Nope. Hit me up later. I'll tell you. Oh, my audio's too low. God damn. I mean, my gain is up to like 9, man. All right, I turned it up more. Let me know if it's acceptable or not. So, okay, here we go. Gamefan, this is issue 77. This came out in this came out in January of 2000, I think. All right, let's check it out. Let me make my head smaller. And let's zoom in, and we will start. Bukaki says the audio is fine. You guys are sons of bitches. You're lying to me. Well, I mean, I definitely am aware that my audio is... By the way, did you guys catch that I actually did invite Bukaki to Thanksgiving and then he turned me down? Think about that for a minute. Think about all the bullshit he gave. You won't play the game, the Space Marine with me. And I'm like, all right, come to Thanksgiving, Bukaki. Meet the family. No, you fucking bitch. All right, here we go. I need better headphones. I probably do. All right, here we go. Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation. That's the first add up. In ancient Egypt, it was a common practice to have your internal organs removed and your brain pulled out through your nose. Of course, ancient Egyptians were lucky enough to be dead first. These were the days, boys. Well, I mean, seriously, let me ask you a question briefly. If Laura, this is the Lara Croft that a lot of you fanboys obsess over. If she came knocking at your door, or a real woman dressed as Lara Croft that was just, normal cosplay that you're like, yeah, she's not. Look at her. She looks crazy. Lara Croft's insane. Get away. Anyway, I've never played this one. The Last Revelation. I miss traditional Lara Croft though in terms of tomb raiding and stuff. But Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation. I guess this was Egyptian themed. So. If you played it, but I did not. Look at this. This game was good. This is Fear Effect, and I think they're doing a remake of this. You guys remember this? Fixed camera, Had the two lesbian ladies, Hannah and somebody else. I don't remember the name of the other one. Let's go over here and see if we can see what we can see over here. Oh, hey, no. Come back. How dare you make my free magazine to read difficult? Non-interrupted gameplay for more debilitating action and power, it says. Comes in handy for 3 ruthless mercenaries whose destinies you control. 3. Motion FX technology. Pre-rendered, fully animated backgrounds, creating a frighteningly real world. Boy, we believed anything. Breakthrough suspense action adventure game. Beyond your realm of fear. Beyond any third-person game ever created. What are you talking about? Shut up. It's still a great game, though, at least as I remember it. And the second one was pretty good, too, but I don't really remember much about it. But am I correct in saying, though, that there is a sequel coming for this? They've announced it. But I would definitely want to see this or play this. You know that they know what you know. Who gives a shit? Fuck you. Okay, this is... now, this isn't Dave Halverson. Dave was the guy who kicked this magazine off the publisher, and he was one of the most relentlessly positive editorialists. So I don't know who this guy is. This is Eric Malonis. I'll read a little bit until the chat tells me what I'm reading is boring. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to be talking to us about. He says, an arcade game on the cover. Are you mad? An arcade game? What are we looking at? Is this Spawn? This doesn't look like Spawn. Hang on. Are we looking at the right magazine? It's not an arcade game, you whore. What is he talking about? All right. Is this? We are looking at the Spawn issue, right? For those of us that didn't start seriously playing games with PlayStation, you may recall the golden years of the arcade game. There's no arcade. What is fuck you idiot. We're going to move on. I can't handle people lying to me. Okay. Spawn's the cover story. They're covering 40 Winks, Donkey Kong 64, Worms, Psychic Force 2. I kind of don't remember. Front Mission 3 and a bunch more. Fighting Force 2. Here you go. I never played Fighting Force 2. I played the first one. It wasn't very good. It was not a very good motion picture show, as I remember. Okay, so Mutant Mo, you're saying Spawn was a arcade game? Really? Oh, the chat just... I hadn't seen any of the chat. It's weird. It just popped back, so I'm sorry if I missed your chats. Let's see. Angelina was a hot Laura Croft, says Nugget. Can't believe the redhead from Game of Thrones is going to be the new one. Oh, come on. What's her name? Sophie Turner or something? Sophie Laura Croft. Really? She's an uggo. What's the matter with you? Send us a picture of you. Really? You wouldn't know what to do with a woman this hot, Darth Nugget. You wouldn't know what to do with her. Fear Effect, how this game has not been remastered. I want to say they're doing something with it, but I'm not sure. Dave Halverson, that's right, Mutant Mo. Okay. Rob says, hey, just Rob here not being invited. Yeah, but that's only because you're in Louisiana. He's in Vegas. You want to come from Louisiana? Come on now. I mean, I'm not flying you out. You want to drive here? We'll have you. We'll set a place for you. Absolutely. Okay. Okay, so Spawn was a beat-em-up arcade game. Okay. All right, I didn't know that. Coolest says I'd impregnate her and raise a loving family. Then I'd wake up. Yeah, it's beautiful. Hey, man, make another Lara Croft movie, whatever. I don't care. I'll go see if it's good. All right, let's move forward, shall we? Here we go. This is do we miss anything? No. Top 10 most wanted games from the good folks over... this is January 2000, so nobody had heard. Twisted Metal was dead. Let me set the scene for you. Twisted Metal was dead. God of War was not even a blink in my eye, a little twinkle in my eye. I was working on a terrible game that would never ship called Dark Guns. So this is what people were excited about. If you were a gamer and you read this magazine, this is what you wanted. The 10th most desired game was Legend of Mana, then Zelda Gaiden. I don't even know what the fuck Zelda Gaiden is. Phantasy Star Online, number 8. Number 7, Castlevania Resurrection. Number 6, the kids were clamoring for GT2, Gran Turismo 2. Chrono Cross, number 5, Crazy Taxi 4, 3 Code Veronica, 2 Perfect Dark, and Shenmue is the most wanted game. The ones that they were playing, number 10, Tony Hawk, the first one, WCW Mayhem, number 9, Crash Team Racing 8, 7 Sonic Adventure, 6 NFL 2K, 5 Resident Evil 3, 4 DK64, 3 Soul Calibur, 2 Jet Force Gemini, and number 1 was Final Fantasy 8, is what the kids were vibing with. And then you got the editor choice, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Shenmue was an absolute experience, says Mutant. I was a young weeb and it blew my mind. I didn't play it because everybody told me it was kind of boring, honestly. So, you were playing the fuck out of Tony Hawk. Yeah, man, a lot of people were. I remember that was like, that game came out and everybody wanted to be that. It was the cool game that everybody wanted to be. Productivity Killer of the Month went to Worms Armageddon. Worms Armageddon. Castlevania Resurrection never came out? Is that right? Castlevania Resurrection. I get them all mixed up. I found one. I went through, like I said, we're tidying up for Thanksgiving, and I went through a bunch of my old games last night and deciding which ones to kind of donate and which ones I'm like, you know what, I'm going to keep these for the kids when I'm dead and gone. These might be really valuable. And there was a Castlevania in there, but I do not remember. I don't remember. It was like, when is this one? It was like a PS2 one. It was not Symphony. That was PS1. I was like, what the fuck is this magazine? What the fuck is this game? I'll go get it out in a few minutes and show it to you. But these guys covered a lot from Japan too. So that might be why you don't recognize. Ooh, General Lee RC car. Ooh. Yeah, they have that. They had the Dukes of Hazzard game, which did incredibly well. Sold over 1 million copies. Everybody was like, what? Sausage of the Month they had. I think this is when they publish pictures of girls. Nick Rocks cries when he gets to an alternate ending in Final Fantasy VII. Ego cries when he gets fan mail introducing our SOTM. I don't know what that is. Laura Landoff. Oh, Sausage of the Month. Hardcore gamer and longtime game fan reader. This is how rare it was to have ladies playing games back then. And this may very well be the reason that a bunch of guys today that are probably 40 now, this is what they came up with and haven't advanced beyond it. I don't know. Back in the day when it was so rare to have a girl play, they'd actually have a section in the magazine for it. She emailed our Ninja Gamer to let him know how much she loves RPGs, his review in Final Fantasy II, her favorite game of all time. Laura is an aspiring artist. Good luck. Who hopes to one day enter the industry. Bad idea, Laura. Bad idea. Somebody should look her up and send her an email, tell her we're talking about her. She even drew a super deformed-like version of herself to match Ego's. So what's to cry about? How old is she again? 16. Heart stops. Don't worry, man. She'll be married someday. If you would like to be a sausage of the month and send a picture in a sob story citing how you're a super sausage, come on now. Somebody look her up. What is this girl's name? Laura Landoff. Let's look up Laura Landoff on social media. How does she spell it? I want to see if we can hit her up on Twitter. Laura, L-A-U. Laura Landoff. Oh, she's in San Diego. Twitter, games, art? I don't fucking know. Ain't nothing there. Laura Landon. Let's just look up Laura Landoff. Laura Leigh Landoff. Ooh, she's been a professional illustrator. Maybe this is her. Wouldn't that be something if this is hers? Get in touch. All right. Let's get in touch. I don't want a dribble account, you fuck. About Laura. Come on, that might be. Yeah, that might be her. Come on now. Come on now. Laura Leigh Landoff. No, because I guess her last name would be... Well, maybe that's not her married name. I don't know. I don't know anything about her. All I'm saying is that, you know, that could be her. That'd be great if dreams come true. If dreams come true and she was able to actually make her dream come true. That's nice. That's a nice story. Shut up. Look what I did for you. I gave you a nice story. Look at this nice story. Resident Evil... God damn it, Jaffe. Resident Evil 2. Get your ass back over there. Look at this. Original ad. I remember this ad. Can you survive the horror? RE2, now on N64. Look at that beautiful ad. Look at that beautiful box. Look at that beautiful game. Fear, horror, terror, and of course, evil. It's everywhere. Enter the most terrifying game experience ever crafted. Come on. Fight through hordes of flesh-starved zombies, bloodthirsty beasts, and other multiple mutant creatures. Welcome to the nightmare. Cool. I dig it. I dig it. Anthony Wright steps up to the plate. Says, Jaffe, I want part of this. I want to shit Diet Coke out of my butthole. Not a problem. Here you go. Poosh. Thank you, Anthony Wright, for joining the Diet Soda Soldiers, buddy. I appreciate the support. Very kind, very generous. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Everybody welcome Anthony with a song in their heart and an emote from their lovely... All right, let's move forward. Look at this. We got ourselves some reviews, baby. 40 winks. 40. Oh, my God. Starcade. You saw plenty of ladies on Starcade back in the day. I don't even know if anybody watching this stream other than a few people know what the fuck you're talking about. Starcade was a TV show where people competed. It was awesome, man, to play video games. And, you know, it was great. I fucking loved that show. I was so excited when it would come on and people would play the newest games. All right, 40 winks is that... I don't fucking know. It's that game about the kid who's asleep. Who gives a shit? They gave it an 81/69. I did like but this is the way reviews should be. And I get it. The industry's too big. There's too many games. But this was the way. You had 3 or 4 reviewers. They gave you little numbers based on... It's just like GamePro. What happened to us? What happened to... Here's what happened. What you ended up with was a lot of people who were in this industry that wanted to be... taken seriously. And then they're like, you know, I want to write a think piece. I want to write a think piece on the nuance and the subtle mysteries of the game, Power Stone. And that's fine. And there's a place for that, but it isn't. You know, give me this, man. Let me get a couple different views. Let me get the gist of it, like gameplays in 8. That's all I care about. You like the graphics? Not a problem. You go to the G. I'll go to the other G, whatever. But yeah, you know, Ballistic, I don't even know. Fuck you. Grand Theft Auto 2. This was the calm before the storm. Think about this, man. I mean, think about this. This game was a few years earlier, or a year later from this review, it would change everything. But there was absolutely no indication. You get a 60, an 84, and an 89. Just because the perspective, that's probably not only the reason. I didn't play this one. But Medal of Honor, gonna kill me some... he says wrong century. Medal of Honor takes you behind the lines of World War II. It's based on the Steven Spielberg's idea... Blah, blah, blah. It's a great game. Medal of Honor 2 was actually better, I thought, than Medal of Honor 1. But it was good, though. It was good. I assure you, Vigilante 8 didn't put Twisted Metal out of business. You know how I know that? Because Vigilante 8 2 came out and you never heard of it again. Whereas Twisted Metal put games out up until like 10 years after. So, fuck you. Ready to rumble. Now, let me tell you guys a quick little story. We started Sony Santa Monica around this time, and we originally, like, I was really pushing for the very first video game to come out of Sony Santa Monica to be something that we were calling Whitewater or something. It was basically like Ready to Rumble characters and levity, but it was like inner tube racing down rivers and shit. And it was just going to be fun and arcadey, and that's really the one that I wanted us to make. And, you know, I was busy on Twisted Metal 1, even though I was the creative director, and the artists really fell in love with what we were calling Ass Bikes, which was Kinetica. And I was like, guys, this is a dumb idea. It's a dumb idea. No one's going to buy this game. It's a bunch of arty-farty shit. But, you know, I was busy. I didn't have the time to fight for it. And so there you go. Oh, you're not wrong. Travis says, I remember in the mid-2000s, Famitsu game reviews being the standard for some reason. If you got a 9+, your game was amazing. Yeah, that's exactly right. Incredibly. Yeah, I absolutely remember that. And, you know, I remember when I don't know when that fell out of favor, but I remember looking at the drawn to death scores in Famitsu, and we got like a 9 and some 8s, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is amazing. But by that point, nobody cared what Famitsu said, and I was like, oh fuck. Quake 2 for PlayStation, 70s. You can't really do that game with the controls. Donkey Kong 64 is when I like to think, I can get you a copy, Rob. Absolutely. Rob says, let me tell you something, Jaffe. Those magazines had all the demo disc I needed. I played every single one. Oh, I know. A lot of people did. I get it. Donkey Kong Country is when Rare really went off the rails. I remember playing it, and it was just too much. It was it was overwhelming. There was too much to collect, too many little hub worlds to unlock, too much to discover, and it was just it stopped being fun and started feeling like work. And that was sort of the last big platform game where I said, okay, that's the one that caused me to walk away. Obviously, I came back later, but yeah, that Donkey Kong 64 was not all that great. Hey, look at that. Looks like I ripped that off for God of War. I didn't. I never played Earthworm Jim 3D, but there you go. Okay. Did it run like crap? Probably. Oh, yeah, sound test. I was super into EGM. Loved EGM. But, I mean, I loved all the magazines. The only ones I didn't really like, Game Informer later in life I liked, but Game Informer originally was, it was almost like a little pamphlet. It just didn't really do it for me. And then Tips and Tricks I wasn't into, but I really liked EGM. And I liked, I liked PSM a great deal. Edge Magazine was great. Yep. Absolutely. All right, last bit of reviews here. What are they giving us today? We got Toy Commander. I remember playing that at E3. 96, 85, 80. Speed Devils. That was like, I think, a Dreamcast launch title, maybe? Didn't get great reviews. Worms Armageddon, Evolution, Toy Story 2. Turok Rage Wars. Was that just like the... Yeah, that was just like a competitive version of Turok, if I remember correctly. I don't even think there was a single player, was it? Okay. What do we got? Yeah, Speed Devils was cool. They had all those really cool things on the tracks, like the tornadoes and all that shit. Donkey Kong Racing was better than Mario Kart. Wallace, I mean, what I loved about Donkey Kong, or Diddy Kong Racing, was... the missions. I thought the missions were, I still love racing games when there's like a single player and there's bosses and, it's not just racing. I thought that was really, really cool. Awesome Tatum, thank you for the super chat. He says, Jaffe, what would you tell your 2000 self if you went back in time? Okay, so that would have been 24 years ago. I would have been 25 or so. I would have said, don't move out of LA. I would have said, that's going to come as an option. Don't leave LA. I would have said, recognize the value of every team you work with, specifically what they're good at, and marry the concept with the team. Don't try to force a team to make something that's not really they're wired to make. And I would say, in the next 8 years, probably things are not going to be as great with your marriage. Don't try to save it. You're going to have a much better relationship when you choose to just let it go. But, that's what I would tell myself, I suppose. And certain stocks to buy and things like that. Okay. Let's move forward. What do we got here? What is this? What the fuck is this thing? What the fuck am I looking at here? What is this game? Evolution? I've never heard of this thing. You remember this one, Mutant Mo? People always ask me that question, says Anthony, and I have no idea what I would tell myself other than get your shit together. Yeah, it's pretty much, I would just give specifics, though. But this is the OG Ubisoft made this game? Oh, yeah, I remember that. That's right. It's Gammon. That was his favorite. All right, let's pull back here a little bit. All right. Oh, I gotta zoom out a bit. Okay. Jaffe, the Twitter video is really bad. Yeah, I can't help you. I mean, that's Twitter, man. I mean, that's, I can't fix that. That's sort of on their end, but that sucks to hear. Sorry to hear that. We'll get to Spawn. We got Nomad's. There he is. Nomad Soul, thank you, buddy, for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. He says, hey, Jaffe, you're one of the best game designers of all time. I don't agree, but I appreciate the flattery. Where would you like to see games innovating most next? Again, thank you for the chat. I would say, I would say narrative through gameplay and artificial intelligence, not just like large language models, but just, coding in general, which is AI to some extent, depending on what you're talking about. Recognizing how the player is having what their experience is, and then adjusting the game, whether you're talking difficulty or content in real time, in order to guarantee as best as possible at this point in time that players are getting the best experience that they can, regardless of skill or knowledge or anything like that. Nomad is what I would say. What do I think of Sony potentially acquiring FromSoft? Oh, I think it's great. I think it's a great get if they can get it. I think it's a wonderful exclusive, assuming they keep it exclusive on PlayStation. I said this morning on this morning stream that, Miyazaki is probably my favorite director, certainly one of the best directors. And I would say that, I hit the wrong button. Sorry, let me go back. I would say that, it's one of the few things that if I don't, God damn it, Jaffe, where's the Spawn article? Oh my God. If I don't have a PS6, but they acquire them, it would be the first thing that would make me say, okay, I have to get a PlayStation 6 because I don't want to miss out on any of their future games. So I think it's a real smart move, man. I think it's a really good move. Jaffe, my idea that I'm talking about what I would want to see happen in games to Nomad, you say that would mean everybody would get a different game. Yeah. I mean, it's not like I'm not talking about like if I played it, I would play Evolution and you would play Street Fighter. It would be the same essence. But yeah, absolutely. The game would adjust in real time based on, what the designer wants the experience to be for everybody. It would take into account that not everybody has the same skill or vocabulary of gameplay and whatnot. Okay, so this is the Spawn game that was an arcade game. And what was it, just like a deathmatch game with Spawn and all the characters? That's pretty cool. I don't remember this. I would imagine Bloodborne 2 is more likely to happen, I would imagine, assuming that the rumor is correct and the main reason they haven't made it is it's near and dear to Miyazaki's heart, or they have the rights to who does it, and now it makes sense. But I don't know what the reason is. Sony might be like, it's just not profitable enough for us, but I don't think so. I'm excited for it. I'm curious how Erdtree did in terms of, did it prove that the world at large who bought Elden Ring loves that difficulty, or did it prove that Elden Ring sold a lot, but very few people actually played much because it was too hard? I would hate that to be the lesson, and then Sony comes in and tries to sort of mold them because they don't need molding at all. But assuming that doesn't happen, yeah, I would love to see it happen. I would love to see From Software do a science fiction game, like still like a Souls game or Bloodborne or whatever. I'm not saying like make like, flying in spaceships and stuff, but I'd just like the setting to be, I'd love to see them tackle something that was less old and something more like John Carter of Mars with, lightsaber swords and weird axes, but it's still melee, Okay. If I was a game designer, a story in 3 paragraphs by ECM. If you're an aspiring game designer, you may have noticed that there's a serious dearth of original ideas left to be baby sealed to death. Oh, I see. For example, there's some life in that Tetris thing, get it. As is the sad case with movies and books, all the original ideas were used up by Shakespeare. What is the writing in this magazine was never very good. It was never very good. I don't really look at Armored Core as a Souls game. I know it's hard and I know it's the same developer, but that's more of an arena-based thing. But so what was this, you guys? Was this like Quake or The Grid from Midway? Is that what this thing was? But it's cool. I never played it. I wonder if this is emulated somewhere. I assume it was online. Mutant Mode, did you play this? Dreamcast was the console that wasn't real when I was a kid. No one I knew ever had one. Yeah, oh, it was real. It was real. Yeah, Jojo D, what's up, buddy? There is a Spawn movie coming. At least it's supposed to be, but I think it's kind of on ice at the moment. Okay, so this was an arena kind of combat shooter. It was like Quake, says Joe, third-person melee, some specials. Okay, kind of like Power Stone, but with an over-the-shoulder camera. Yeah, cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I think it looks great. Bummed I haven't been able to play it. I can't believe I never got around to playing this. Sounds like it would have been right up my alley, but oh well. It was like Power Stone, said Jalapeno Milk. Oh my God, man. That's awesome. Why did this not do better? It was in the arcades, but arcades were kind of dead in America. Did this ever come out on the Dreamcast? It must have. Spawn is a masterwork and another high watermark for a hardware setup that cranks out new high watermarks on a monthly basis. Dreamcast bound. It's not horrible, says awesome. You have it here. Wow. Is there a single player or do you have to go on to the network to play it? Cool though, man. That's pretty fucking cool. I love it. Hello, Da Vinci's good to see you, buddy. All right, what do we got? We got Marvel versus Capcom, of course. The original, I mean, it's the home version. What was this for? Sega Dreamcast. Here you go. Here's your Legacy of Kain. It's weird. There's no title for this. Maybe they missed the page. Did the remake or the remaster of this come out yet? This was the game Amy worked on, right? Let's see if he's quoted in here. Oh, there it is. There's your title. Okay. Yeah, Power Stone was great. Oh, there's Ghosts and Goblins. Ghosts and Goblins. That was... Retro Effects. Who are these people? My name is Dirk Stevens. I don't care. Shut up. Okay, it comes out in December, the remake or the remaster. Okay, cool. Your wife burned your Dreamcast? Why? How did that come about? Oh, Tyler, I will let you all know. You'll all get an invitation to the wedding. Who's this guy? One of the most famous artists known for character designer for Final Fantasy 4 to 6. Oh, okay, right. Oh, okay. So I guess he wrote a book. There he is with Neil Gaiman. Sandman poster. Okay. I don't know this guy. Amano's newest art book. Sweet. I mean, they covered a lot of weeb stuff back then. I mean, this magazine was very Japanese. They were very much into like Japan's the best place in the world. Medal of Honor. There we go. But it's weird. I did not like the original one. I thought it was fine, but it wasn't until the second one that I was like, oh shit. The second one really, I thought made it really special. But the first one I thought was cool, but didn't really hit for me. Your mom hid your Game Boy, says Jacob, as punishment. She hid it so well, it's an ongoing joke because I still haven't found it. She probably stuck it up her Ready to Rumble boxing. Is this the second one? Or the first one? What was Ready to Rumble 2 called? Is this Ready to Rumble? I think this is just the basic one, right? This is the first one? Because there was a second Ready to Rumble. These are a lot of these almost feel like the launch titles for Dreamcast, man. Yeah, Medal of Honor Underground, Blake, I thought was fantastic. I thought was excellent. What is this? A medieval Tomb Raider? Well, what the fuck is it? Do we know? Oh, they bought themselves a 4-page spread. What is this? Crusaders of Might and Magic. Yeah, well, that's how much it survived. Warpath Jurassic. What is this game? Flashy attention-getting box image complete with dazzling screenshots, high-profile Jurassic logo. This combined with well-meaning but ignorant parents is what leads to travesties like Superman 64 selling well. It's my job to warn you that we got a real stinker on our hands, boys. Stay as far away from this as you would a T-Rex having a real bad day. Okay, they give it a 43 out of 100. A 43 out of 100. I'd like to think I'll be playing Stalker tomorrow, but I also like to think that I would be playing Flight Sim some today. And, you know, what's great about Flight Sim and cloud gaming, let me just show you how fast it boots up. Then we'll get back to Gamefan here. Oh, is this Tomba 2? You know, I could never get into Tomba. I just could never do it. I don't get it. But let me show you real quick, unless they fixed it, but they really have shat the bed on, cause you know, tomorrow is all about Stalker if I can get to it, but check it out. So here's Game Pass, and look how quickly it loads in the cloud, cause I'm not downloading this shit. Watch this, man. It's hard, but I think you can set, things to be easy. Like you can set it to almost fly itself, which I want to do. Yeah, I don't want a beefy rig D-Trucks. That's why I played in the cloud. So I don't have to download anything. I don't have to do any settings for it. I don't have to make sure that, you know. I did see that, Sousa, that they are Sony's beta testing cloud games on the portal. But again, for me, all that really makes me think about is, like, I love that, and I hope they bring them. Yeah, this is what I've been getting all day, login queue. I love that, but the problem is they, you know, that's all, you have to have that. Like, it's so very Sony to be like, you have to have our proprietary hardware. It's like, dude, if you're going to have a streaming service, let me stream it to whatever the fuck I want to. Let me stream my PS5 games that I will buy to my TV or to my computer or to my phone. I don't want to buy a portal. I mean, it's so Sony. It's like, oh, well, see, buy the portal. I don't want to buy another piece of hardware. It just let me stream it to wherever the fuck I want to stream it. Idiots? Yeah. You don't, D-Trucks, you don't need amazing internet speed. You need good enough internet speed, and then you need, a good distance to the server farm or the, whatever it's called, the data center. So let's see, you're saying Flight Sim is on this. I mean, Microsoft, they haven't been able to get it running all day though. So, you know, it's been a real shit show for those guys. But yes, it's very fast. It's extremely fast. Games load up really quickly. It's great. Okay, let's go back to the magazine, though. Oh, yeah, if you have the portal and you like it, I think that's awesome. I'm just saying, for me, the only reason I would want it would be to stream PlayStation games. But I'm like, I'm not going to buy it just for that, because I also want to stream Game Pass and GeForce and all that shit as well. I remember this, Mission Impossible. This was trying to be the next GoldenEye. And this wasn't this like a launch title for the N64? I think maybe not. Mission Impossible. There's a Smurfs game. Come on now, Los Stronfs. Die Hard Trilogy 2. I never played the second one. What did they have in the second one? Looks like they had driving, shooting. Was it just the three similar not mini games, but game types? Let's see. Driving, light gun, third person. Okay, so it's still the same. Yeah, Die Hard Trilogy had a sequel. It did. It absolutely did. I don't know if it was arcade as well, but I know it came out at home. At least I think it did. The Die Hard games may have been horrible, Joe, but man, they sold like crazy, dude. They sold like fucking crazy. Yeah, so you're saying that's the only thing, Anthony, that the Portal does. You can't even stream media apps like Netflix. It's so Sony. I mean, maybe they can open that up, but it's like, guys, it's like they just haven't gotten the memo. The days of proprietary hardware are coming to an end. And it's like, just, get with the future. And if you get with the future, it will allow you to craft the future and have some say in what it's going to be. Instead of like, well, no, we want you to buy our thing. It's like, yeah, well, welcome to the future. Welcome to the present, motherfucker, is what I would say. How would that work, Zachariah? He says, Jaffe, love these types of videos, but have you considered also reading the magazines with a guest? Like what? You take turns. You read the odd pages, I read the even pages, or just having somebody to talk to about them? I could do that. I've had some people call in. Hey, Nuclear Strike. That's Tony Barnes, who comes to our show and comes to the channel a lot. One of our members. He worked on these. I remember this. This was exciting. I love the Strike series, man. It was great. It was great. Let's see. Turok. Oh, this is the combat multiplayer. Rocket Robo. Is this the one from Sucker Punch? Is this Sucker Punch's game? Let's see. Who made? Yeah, this is Sucker Punch, man. This might have been their first fucking game. Sucker Punch, a small dev house established 2 years ago in Washington's first endeavor is an N64 3D platformer. Isn't that something? They would go on to do the little fucking dude, the fucking Sly Cooper. And he in Tsushima and the goddamn superhero fucking thing. The fuck was that game called? The guy with the little beanie on his head. Yeah, Sucker Punch was a movie, Ludo, but not very good. Not a very good one. Looked good though. What was their thing called? What was the thing with the guy with the electricity called? Infamous. There you go. Thank you, Bradley. Thank you, Zeke. I don't have any scheduled guests right now. Oh my God. Whoa. Not right now. I don't have any guests scheduled, but I have some people I'm thinking about. But I don't like to do interviews a lot unless I'm really just super, into them, the people. Otherwise it's just like I have to pretend I care, and I don't like that. Zombies Revenge. There's your Speed Devils. 81. Yeah, this was the one that had all the weird tracks, and they did all kinds of cool little gimmicks. That was pretty cool. I dug it. Scheduler. I remember Shadow Man. We played Shadow Man, and we played Shadow Man as research for Twisted Metal Black. Anybody can look at these and go, oh yeah, you guys took a lot of influence from Shadow Man's art style for Black. It's like, you goddamn right we did. We absolutely did. Fuck yeah. Soul Fighter. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't even remember that. It's like Golden Axe. Revolt, I remember. I think now we get into their sports horseshit. Oh, maybe not. Orange Japan. Tekken Tag Tournament. Okay. Yeah, the remaster just came out of Shadow Man. I saw that. There's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which I think is a fighting game, right? Psychic Force 2. I don't know what that is. The Narc. Oh, hello, my name is Fred the Narc. I do like sports games. I like college football, and I like arcadey sports games. But they're not. I don't know enough to really spend much time with them. I don't have much love for them as nostalgia and stuff or something like this. What was the Tat game? Akuji the Heartless. I played it, but not for much. The Tat game was called Tattoo Assassins, and it was absolutely abysmally terrible. Just junk. I don't know what the best Strike game was. What I would tell you is that the one in Vegas was cool, though, because I think it was the first time you could get out of your chopper and go running around the casino and shit, which was pretty cool. Check it out. Coming soon. Gigawing Parasite Eve 2. Had not even come out yet. Rent-A-Hero, Silent Bomber. I kind of remember that. Anima Star. Monster Rancher on the DC, on the Dreamcast. Okay. MTV had a fucking video game publisher? Come on now. Speedball. All the Brits, they love the Bitmap brothers, man. Sports. Fuck sports. Yeah. Prehistoric Isle 2. What the fuck is this? Oh, is this just like a shoot 'em up? Okay. A Neo Geo thing. It's kind of cool though. Cool idea. It's like a shoot 'em up but with like dinosaurs and shit. That's cool. That's cool. Rolling Extreme. Is this luge shit? What is this? Oh, it's bobsledding. Okay. Bob sledding. Hello, Cheetah Man. That's okay, buddy. No worries. You can rewind it. Scroll it, whatever they call it. America Extra, Manga Scene. Mononoke. Yeah, I remember that came out in theaters, man. We dug that movie. It was kind of slow, though. Did being a game dev stop you from really getting into games? Absolutely. Not my own that I worked on, but you know, you worked on games, you read about games, you surrounded yourself all day in games, and you came home and you were kind of more focused on other people's games as they were competition, but you weren't sitting around. I wasn't anyway. A lot of people on the teams were. Hello, Kyler. But I was, I had kind of burnt myself out with all the days, and I was ready for something new like movies or whatever. Gaming Legends, Gauntlet Legends coming to Dreamcast. One of the producers on that, I think, a couple of the guys, I think Stig and Scat worked on Gauntlet Legends before they came up to Santa Monica to work on God of War 1. Naughty Dog's new PlayStation mascot. Listen to this. Gamefan has learned that the premier Sony developer, Naughty Dog, has been working with PS2 title that will use an engine similar to that used in Crash Team Racing. The game has been in development for 8 months now. It is currently using Y as a working title. This would ultimately become Jack and Daxter. Although no titles could be exposed at the time, we did discover interesting tidbits on the game's mascot and the outlook on Crash making an appearance on PS2. According to our source, Crash himself won't be making a second appearance on Sony's next system, at least not by Naughty Dog, simply because the limitations to Crash's look. The source claimed Naughty Dog wants to design a character that will utilize the PS2's added power, expanding the possibilities of the character's look. Characteristics mentioned by the source were shiny armor and flowing hair. Sounds like Naughty Dog is designing a female knight in shining armor. So when is this game coming out? We heard it won't be released at PS2's launch in September, but will follow the same Crash schedule. In other words, it'll be a second generation PS2 title. Isn't that something? Man? I remember seeing that for the very first time. It didn't even look like Jack and Daxter. It just was the world. And it was the first big open world we had seen. And it was like, oh my God, you can see that mountain and you can go to that mountain. That's so cool. Listen to this. With the recent rumors of Microsoft releasing an Xbox system, doesn't it seem like Sega's days are numbered? I mean, the PS2 and Xbox will compete at the high end for people who want a set-top box that does everything, and the Dreamcast and Dolphin will be for the pure gamer who doesn't want the extra cost. Now the Dolphin, which became the N64, I think, or the one after, the GameCube, will be more powerful than the Dreamcast and will also have the backing of Nintendo. Unquestionably the greatest game designers ever. It seems like only 3 could survive, and the DC Dreamcast seems most likely the casualty. What do you think? This guy writes in. They say Microsoft sees game consoles making a sharp move towards the mainstream, and you should know that my close personal friend Bill Gates is all about getting on the leading edge of every tech wave. The Xbox is reportedly Microsoft's attempt to elbow their way into the video game do-it-all set-top box marketplace. Isn't that crazy? We could go back in time and we'd be so fucking rich. It's like, here's what's going to happen, fellas. Here's what's going to happen. Look at that. Mom and pop stores. Mom and pop video game stores. How cool is that? Gamecave.com. I wonder if they still have a website. There's no way. Let's see. Gamecave.com. I don't think so. Nope. Nope. Oh, God, these things. Enough with your fucking army men, Trip Hawkins. It worked for a few games and move on. From the creators of Resident Evil. The survival horror game that will totally consume you, all of you, Dino Crisis. Capcom knows they want a new one. I wonder what the problem has been with a remake on this. I mean, there's a lot they'll need to do, but, you know, an ad, but I hope they redo it. Jaffe says, Anthony, you going to do a watch-along or a community gaming thing with maybe BO6? What is BO6 Black Ops? I mean, we're going to have a Black Ops 6 competition with the Last Stand Media guys on the 20th, I believe, of December is the date. 6v6 for a couple of hours, if that's what you mean by... Is that what you mean by Black Ops? It could have turned into the Exoprimal game, which was fun, but not anything to write home about. So I don't know. But there you go, my fellows and Filettis. That is Gamefan, issue January 2000. All right, let's go back to the cover there. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Those were the days, you know? Those were the days. It's kind of cool to see. Now, if you want something similar, or where do you go now to get this? I guess you could say you go to IGN, maybe. Let's see what IGN's got for us today. Let's go to their website and see. Let's see what these guys want to give us. I haven't watched the trailer yet for the. What is this thing for the Minecraft movie? I don't know if it's any good or not. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I mean, these are fine. I'm not an IGN hater. I don't hate IGN. I think IGN is kind of probably the closest we have right now to EGM. You know, because they don't seem to really put their thumb on the scale for the most part. They just kind of show up and write about their shit. They don't really seem to be like a personality, you know? Whereas like if you go over to Kotaku or Polygon or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know where you would go. I don't know where you would go these days to really get something that's the equivalent of that shit. Let's see. What happened to these Game Award reveals? Oh, yeah, there was the Vin Diesel one and Joanna Dark. Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool. Okay. All right. Well, listen, fellas, it's been a day. I'm going to take off, but I will be back tomorrow with a proper Gabbin' Games. And, you know, hang on, how do I get that back up there? There we go. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with proper Gabbin' Games, and we'll keep rolling, looking at the world of video games. But for now, thank you guys. I might be online tonight playing some Call of Duty, depending on what we're doing tonight, and some Stalker tomorrow. If I can get the goddamn Microsoft Flight Sim working, I will. But in the meantime, though, if I don't see you tonight, I'll see you sometime later in the week. Be well, be safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, you guys.